All right, great. Well, greetings everyone, and again, thank you for joining the next session in the Illini Cloud webinar series featuring the Aladdin Student Information System. These are a group of folks that we discovered in a couple different venues, most recently at COSIN, and we're happy they're able to join us today. As people most likely know, my name is Jack Panu. I'm the Business and Operations Lead for Illini Cloud, and joining us today, we have Michelle and Karina from the Aladdin team, and they're going to be walking us through some of the great stuff that they're doing. I'll let themselves do a formal introduction a little bit later. Again, this is a interactive session, so feel free to type any questions into the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself and ask a question directly, we can do that in real time. So no formal structure or process, so feel free to share your thoughts or comments as we're going through the presentation. Just as a general logistical reminder, these webinar sessions are every Wednesday at 12 o'clock Central Time, and they are posted to the Illini Cloud YouTube channel. So you can always come back to them and share them with others. It's not restricted access, so you can actually share them out to whoever you need to. Feel free to leverage your social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, etc. If there's something really good that you want to share out with your network. With that, Karina, Michelle, I'll turn it over to you for you guys you're already sharing your screen, so give an introduction about yourselves.
Okay, thank you very much, Jeff, for this opportunity to present today. My name is Karina McLeod, and I'm founder and CEO of Aladdin. I'll give you a brief background on Aladdin, and then I'm going to hand over to Michelle, who's our business development manager, and she'll give you a demo of Aladdin and run the Q&A. So we have a short survey at the end, which we'd be very grateful if you would complete today so that we can benefit from your feedback. So let's get started. At Aladdin, we believe every student deserves the best start in life and that a good education makes a big difference. We believe that great schools and great teachers inspire students to discover their passion and be successful in life. But to do this, they need great technology to simplify administration and give you the data you need to support student success. So since 2009, Aladdin has been leading student information system innovation on the cloud and is now the #1 student information system in Ireland, supporting thousands of schools and over 70% of elementary students in their learning. Aladdin is easy to use and gives school leaders and teachers real-time data and analysis to inform and support student success, accessible from anywhere on any device. Aladdin's track record in supporting school and student success has resulted in a 100% renewal rate over 7 years. That's pretty outstanding for a SaaS offering. We'd like to take this opportunity today to show you what makes Aladdin special and why a recent COSIN delegation to Ireland highlighted Aladdin as being innovative in the use of data for school administration, planning and reporting. We are actually investigating the business case for adapting Aladdin for US districts, and we welcome your input and advice about whether or not Aladdin could make a significant difference in your district. So I'm going to hand you over now to Michelle.
Thanks, Karina, for that. Can everybody hear me okay? I hope so, and I hope you're
just fine. You're good.
You're good. Excellent. Just wanted to test it went through. Okay. So just as Karina highlighted, at the end we're going to do a short survey, but let me just get organized here and share the right screen with you. Just move some stuff around here. So as Karina highlighted, Aladdin is a student information system. It's cloud-based, which means you access it through any browser, and it's accessible from anywhere on any device. It's a subscription-based model, and no matter where you use it from, it looks exactly the same. So it's completely responsive, whether you use it on a desktop, a laptop, a Chromebook, a mobile, any device. So what I'm going to do first of all is log into the live product. Okay, and what I've done here is I've set up a fictitious account. And Jack Davis is a principal in a school district of an elementary school. So I've just put in my unique user ID and password. Alternatively, I could use my single sign-on with Google, and we've full Google integration. So in this fictitious account, you can see fictitious data. So let's just do some orientation here. When you log into Aladdin, you're brought through to a home page. The home page we call a dashboard. Now, when you're brought into Aladdin, your unique user ID and password is your authenticator, and it knows what your role is within Aladdin. So we use role-based access control. What this means is it determines the access to the data based on your function. So if you're an instructor, a secretary, a principal, a parent, you'll be able to see different things and have different levels of access. So for example, an instructor could maybe only see their own class, a principal would be only able to see their own school, while a district administrator could see the whole district, their own district. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm logged in as Jack Davis, as I said, who is the principal of this fictitious school. All right, so as a principal, I have certain key data I really want to see really quickly at a glance, and that's really what the dashboard does. It's a dual function. One part of it is displaying critical information that's relevant to a principal roles. Equally, if I was a teacher, it would show me critical information that's relevant to a teacher's role. But it's also a communication tool. So let me just show you around. Here we can see, for example, the attendance. As the principal of the school, I want to see who's here and who's not here really quickly, really fast, just so I can keep my finger on the pulse. And I can see across the entire school, every grade within this school, how many are in and how many are absent. I could drill down into that information and see, are these children that are absent, are they regularly absent? Are they on the critical list, for example? If I scroll down, I can see my notice board. Again, the notice board is adapted to the user that's logged in. So as a principal, I can push notifications out to my teachers. I can set up events. I can push training out. It's really a full, it becomes a communication hub of the school, and a key notice board. I can see my Google Calendar. We didn't take the deep leap and develop our own calendar, because we do seamless integration with Google. This is a Google Calendar, and you can see multiple calendars. I could see a classroom calendar, I could see a group calendar, or a school calendar, or the district calendar. So it's a really key organization tool as well. Within the dashboard, I can also create my own links. So if there are policies, documents, certain information that I want to see on this dashboard, I can fully customize this dashboard simply by going to customize your homepage and literally define what data I need to see at a glance. Let me move. I just want to show you as well that, we don't just integrate with Google Calendar. It's a full G Suite that we integrate with. So principals in Irish schools, as Karina highlighted at the beginning, we are fundamentally in 70% of Irish elementary schools within Ireland, and we've never lost a school to date. And key feedback we get from our principals is that what they've told us is that we've basically made it easier for them to do their job. When they log in, they can search a student and see a full profile. So that when it's, let me just do that. We'll go in and we'll look at, I want to look up, for example, a student called Jennifer. And I know it's Jennifer Wright. I'm meeting, maybe I have a parent conference with Jennifer's mother, and I can very easily get down and see her whole profile. So at a glance, I can see her overview details. And again, this is very easily customizable. So that you can see whatever data you need to see within that child's profile. To the left, then we can see all the information that links up for that student. So, for example, you can get visibility of not just the current year data, but historical data too. So it goes right back and captures every single piece of data about a child since the day they started within your district, from pre-K all the way up. If I want to, maybe, it's really a lens. It's a lens that helps you see who the student really is, from what groups they're in to how they're performing, attendance. So let's go in and have a look at attendance. Attendance, and let's just click here on attendance. It's widely known that unexcused absences in elementary school and failing classes in high school are the greatest predictors of dropping out. So armed with that knowledge, Aladdin gives schools and districts access to identify students that are at risk through our attendance module and through our test scores dashboard. So that's really what I want to show you next. I'm going to start by showing you the student attendance for this particular student, Jennifer Wright. And by taking a closer look at the individual attendance, we can see that we're currently looking at the current school year, which is 2016-2017. And simply you can drop down, you can look at historical years very easily and very simply. So really, it's full, we're seeing the full attendance history of the student in a glance. That's really useful for teachers and for principals to keep their finger on the pulse. Here we can see, for example, there's some unexplained absences. You know, maybe this child, at the moment, she's not on the risk list, but, you know, maybe there could be a history building there. So let's look at attendance on a whole school basis. So if I go up and look at attendance statistics, it brings up a dashboard on attendance for the whole school. And this gives you live insights on the live data. So this is real-time access to the data. What we can see here as a principal are the 10 most absent students in this particular school. So this is really a way of staying compliant. You can set what truancy days you want to set. So you might set it at 10, at 15, and alerts may go out. But this is really a way to stay on top of compliance for truancy. And again, as unexplained absences and how critical that is as an indicator for at-risk students, you can see here all those students that are on the list of unexplained absences. So it's an alert situation where you can quickly and easily see this data simply by clicking on this dashboard, which always stays completely up to date. We can see here for the recent absent count, you know, there's only 3 days taken in the current month, and that's because of spring break. So it's completely up to date. Another report we could show you, all this data within Aladdin can be reportable by student, by district, by school, by grade. And if we take a look at attendance by month, it's another example of a report and how powerful the analysis is within Aladdin. Because, you know, within systems, to look at the current year is fantastic. It gives you a reflection of what's happening now. But by comparing it with previous years, you get a real context and sense of trends and patterns. And by looking at attendance by month, for example, here for this whole school, we can easily see, for example, the attendance pattern over the last 3 years, quickly and easily in real time. And that gives you a sense here that in this particular school, attendance has been falling. Okay, let's, as I said, it's really important to look at attendance and tests within schools. And within Aladdin, if I bring you over to the standardized tests, for example, standardized tests, any standardized test can be added to Aladdin and analyzed and can be used. The purpose of that really is to assign where best to place resources. So, for example, at the moment we're viewing in Ireland a standard test called Micro-T. This easily could be for Illinois, for example, the PARC. So we're looking at this particular type of test, and we're showing it right across all grades. And we're looking at the full year. So you define your parameters, and all the data is entered at a point. So it can be entered in student by student, or equally you can import results, mass import results from another database if you have an assessment tool, for example. like maps. So quickly, in order to be able to look at this data and analyze it, we simply click on Analyze Graph, and it will bring us up our test results for the second, fourth, and sixth results. These are the grades that we've defined that we want to look at. And you can very easily look at it in different forms of charts that you feel is more relevant to see that data in the way you need to see it. So at a glance, we can see here, against the normal distribution, if a child is, dropping percentile or improving percentile. And this is really important because you can hone in on your outliners, like your lower students or your higher students, and then compare it to an average or norm, national norm, or whatever that piece of data is you want to compare it to. So being able to hone in on outliers or borderline kids, it's really important because sometimes the borderline kids are the ones that get missed. So it's a real bonus to be able to look at that from a graphing component. Now you can click in and get the list of names, scores, resources already allocated to, for example, if you wanted to pick, let's look at this percentile here, and we can go in and see exactly who the children are in those grades that are maybe under or overperforming, and see what resources, if anything, has already been allocated to assist, if there's evidence of anything being allocated to assist that student, be it, create extra classes or move them up to a different level of instruction. Okay, so let's have a look now at the Google integration. As I said at the beginning, we integrate with Google, and we've worked with Google over the last year on the G Suite integration, including Google Classrooms, which is really a definite teacher perk. We all know too often that teachers are having to double entry in systems and get behind on entering in systems, and end up having to take a chunk of time out at the end of a term to go back and put those grades in. And really, what we want to do is simplify that for teachers by giving them one place to enter all that data. So let's just go in and have a look at our classroom integration. So it brings us right through. We just sign in here to our classroom. So what would have happened here is the student and teacher gets automatically created in G Suite from Aladdin, and it automatically sets up the classroom based on the students and teacher information that's in Aladdin. So if I go in to this first grade here, we can look at all the students that are in first grade. And if I go back to Aladdin and I find the matching data, so I'll go to my grades and first grade. Okay, so we can see here the list of the first grade students in Aladdin. So if we note here, Cleo Edwards is on this list, and I'll just go back to, I have two classrooms opened there, bear with me, I'll just close one down. If we go back to classroom here, we can see Cleo Edwards clearly in Google Classroom. So what I want to show you is how easily and seamlessly they integrate with each other. So if I click on Cleo, perhaps I've realized she's in the wrong grade and I want to change her out of first grade and put her into second grade. I simply click on second grade and move her over. It's probably going to do some attendance validation, as you would expect. And we just give that a moment. And what's going to happen here is we've removed the student from first grade. And what that means is it's automatically going to remove her from Classrooms. So we can now see we're back in Classrooms. That student has automatically been removed. So when an update or change is made in Aladdin, it's automatically made in Classroom, and that's for the names of the students, the grades, etc. So let's go have a look at the grades. If we go into a stream here, and maybe we pick this assignment here, assignment 1, and we'll take Daisy Pointer, and we'll add maybe 100% for her. Bear with me there, typo. And 80 here for William Ramsey. Sure, we might as well give Shane something as well. There we go. Now, what we've done is the teacher would have put new grades into classrooms. And what will happen then if I go into the assignments module of Aladdin, and I go into my first grade, go into my class, we'll see here that it's automatically put those grades in for Daisy and Paul. Oh, wait, no, I'll just click get results. And equally, if you change the grade in Aladdin on assignments, it'll automatically update Google Classrooms. So there we go. There's those grades I put in. Excellent. So what I've shown you really in Aladdin is how easy it is to use. In Ireland, our schools don't have the IT resources. And what this means is we've had to design Aladdin from the ground up to give the user exactly the data that they need in the way that they need it, and to make the interaction as simple as using Facebook. We know that nobody gets trained on how to use Facebook. Equally, the training need for Aladdin is really minimal, and we've built all the resources into Aladdin to facilitate the movement to Aladdin and made it as simple as possible. Aladdin's also highly customizable, which means that it'll actually work for your school district without having to go out and do some major programming or be a huge cost burden to the district. And I think also what we bring to the table are new insights in the way that we have given you the ability to analyze and dashboard your data. So really you can tackle problems that may have gone unnoticed or previously seemed insurmountable. So really our mission is the more clear and concise data that we can provide schools with who work directly with the students, the more effectively that data can be used to help the students. So really fundamentally what we're doing for schools in Ireland is helping schools be more successful by identifying students that need the resources that they need to increase their overall learning and college readiness. So really what I'd like to do now is open up the floor for any questions people might have. I'd also value your feedback in understanding how you think something like Aladdin could fit into your school district. Do you see it as a good fit? Do you think we could give you something that possibly you feel you don't have right now?
All right, great. Well, Michelle, thank you for that. Let's open the floor for questions. So feel free to type them into the chat, or if you're on mute, unmute yourself and go ahead and ask the questions. All right, well, I've got a couple of questions.
Sure.
Probably know the answer to these already since we spoke before, but first question is, what K-12 school district, or what school districts do you currently serve? And as kind of a corollary to that question, which school districts, what's the demographic of school districts that you're looking to kind of engage initially?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think Karina touched on it in her piece at the beginning, in that we within Ireland we service elementary school districts, and just our school system is set up slightly differently to the US. So really what we have done is we've specialized in the needs for the elementary, and based on us looking at entering into the US market, we really feel that we're best placed to serve the smaller districts of perhaps under the 5,000 enrollment rate within their schools. What we've found typically is there's a synergy between schools of that profile in the US and the profile of the schools that we service extremely well in Ireland. It's interesting to note that, you know, schools of that size typically are more restricted in the IT resources they may have, and that they face some of the same challenges in terms of professional development and rolling out new systems. And we've really mastered that very well within the Irish market, and I really want to bring the success of that to the US, where really what we've got built into our system is the ability for users to get this really quickly without huge levels of professional development. And we provided all the tools within the Aladdin system itself built in that facilitate that rollout to teachers, to instructors, to principals. And so that's typically the profile we're looking at right now, is elementary districts under 5K that, you know, would find that a hosted solution would work really well for them in terms of cost and resources.
Okay, so more of the K-8, or I know there's some conversations about K-5 as well that we've had.
Sure, and I think, you know, I know Illinois and California, New Jersey, there's certain states that very much do roll out K-8 solutions, and the reason being is they feel over-serviced perhaps by some of the legacy systems in the market that are built for K-12 or for third level in terms of universities. So really Aladdin is built from the ground up to service K-8, and we do that really, really well. Okay,
fantastic. We've got some other questions coming into the chat. First question comes from Leo Brem. Leo, do you want to unmute yourself and ask the question, or? Right now I just see state reporting ?
Yeah, state reporting.
So I guess what the question is more aligned with student information systems tend to serve as the basis for a lot of the data that's required.
All right, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It fulfills the state reporting requirements and compliance needs.
Yeah.
So how's Aladdin kind of aligned towards providing the information and data that state reporting requires across? I mean, it's a very heterogeneous space.
Sure, and I think
states require different data and different frequencies and different elements and different data merges and transformations and all of those kinds of wonderful things.
That's right. And we're not going to rush out and create a reporting tool for every state in the US, okay? Let's make that really, really fundamentally clear. I think what we have done is within Ireland, we have integrated with all the state agencies that we're required to for compliance and regulation reasons. And we've done it incredibly well. That's one of our specialties, is integration and reporting. And what we intend to do is bring those skills and resources to a market that we find can most benefit from Aladdin. And they are, as we said, the elementary districts, perhaps in Illinois, and we've looked at the Illinois state reporting, and there's nothing there we don't feel that we can't manage within our skill set. So it's not built yet, it's something we have to build, but really that's what we're looking for, are the pilot school who's willing to come on board initially and to help us build that out.
Fantastic. All right, next question we have is from Bernie Ox. Is elementary pre-K, I believe is what PK stands for. Also, are there any special provisions for parents of early learners, if that can be shown?
I think what we have is very much an Irish solution for that right now, and we spent quite a lot of time in the US over the last 18 months, and from our research we can see that there's actually entire products in their own right, and all of the products vary in function and capabilities and specialties. And really what we want to do is a little bit more research on how we'd like to present that in our US solution.
Great. Another question coming in from Vanna. I know you said you've made this easy as possible to use. but do you offer any professional development for schools, teachers, administrators who may need to request it?
Sorry, say that question again.
Yeah, it's in the chat for reference, but I can repeat it.
Sure.
I know you said you have made this easy as possible to use.
Sure.
But do you offer any professional development for schools / teachers / administrators, basically those who may need it or request it?
Yeah, absolutely. We provide professional development on multiple levels. Whatever is required by the district, we will provide that. Some will require mentor face-to-face. Some will require some more self-help and professional development. So yeah, we'd have the ability to do all of that.
Okay, great. Other questions and comments? I guess one kind of follow-up question to, if you're at liberty to share, what current K-8 schools or what have you are you currently in the U.S.?
Well, right now, we're at early stages in terms of our research for that. We're in discussion with a number of districts right now, but we haven't actually signed up a pilot district. So we're very much actively looking for that. So if anybody listening knows of a district that they feel could benefit from Aladdin, we'd be very happy to enter into discussions with them. So at the moment, what we have got is in Ireland, we have 70% of the Irish market. So we're very strongly proven in a market, and we're looking to enter the US through the K-8 districts in Illinois, perhaps. So yeah, we'd be happy to engage with anybody that's interested.
Can you talk a little bit about kind of as being participants in the pilot, what entitlements you get from the costing, support, implementation perspective, those kinds of things?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, what we would very much see is that they would be it will be a partnership between ourselves and the pilot district, and obviously for the first period, it would be there would be an element of collaboration where there'd be no charge for a preliminary period. After that, then, when we have met the needs of the district, and they would move to full service. So we envisage it being a number of months in a pilot period, moving to maybe a parallel run the two systems parallel to each other for an academic year, to ensure that it's been rigorously tested, and then we could have a go live within the district in that following September. So we'd see a period of rollout within a pilot district, very much providing them with the full set of services in terms of bringing them through each stage of transition. So I hope that answers your question, Jed.
It does. Thank you so much for that. Next question comes from Bernie again. What is the number of students being served in Ireland currently?
I think, Karina, have you got the numbers on that? I think the number of students at the moment is about 350, is it, Karina?
I think it's more like 500,000 now.
Yeah, it grows daily. So yeah, we've about 500,000 students using Aladdin currently.
Fantastic. Other questions, comments? All right, if there are no further comments, thank you so much, Karina and Michelle. I really appreciate you taking the time to walk us through some of the great stuff you're doing with Aladdin and the student information system in Ireland, as well as what you're looking to establish in terms of a footprint here in the US. And, you know, more than happy to kind of help to share your goals and see how they align with other folks that are part of the broader group in general. And thank you again.
Thank you very much, Ash, for hosting and for inviting us to attend.
Our
It's been a
pleasure.
Please,
pleasure.
everyone fill out the survey, which I'm about to
Yes.
put on the chat now, and Michelle will put on the screen.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, bear with me a second. Great. So the survey is it's a tinyurl.com/MFC2DJC. Everybody should be able to see that on the screen. And it's just a short survey to get some feedback, and we'd really appreciate your support in filling it out.
Happy to do it. No problem. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks, Jed.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody,
Appreciate your
for
attendance. See you at the next webinar, and feel free to reach out to Michelle and Karina if you have additional interests. And, you know, as always, I can be a proxy for that if needed. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.